Hello and welcome. Today we're going to be learning about adverbs and adjectives, and we're going to be listening to the song Uptown Funk by Mark Ronson and Bruno Mars. Now the reason I chose this song has a couple really good examples of how adverbs and adjectives work together. We have a couple versions of them separated, and so we're going to kind of help you distinguish on which ones work in which situations. So we'll start out here with the first line. All right, so first thing he says is this here. Well, first let's go into the rules, what each one of them cover, what they don't cover. So the first rule for it is adverbs modify an adjective, an adverb, or a verb, whereas adjectives modify a noun. So in the first line here, he talks about this hit, that ice cold. So he's talking about this hit. So hit is a noun. So if he's saying that ice cold, a couple things to keep in mind. First of all, when he's talking about this, we'll say he's talking about that the hit is ice cold. So for cold, it's talking about the hit, which is a noun, but ice is talking about about cold, which is an adjective. So an easy way to tell is, can you take one out and it still makes sense? So, or can you take the adjective out and it still makes sense? So if it talks about it being ice cold, you wouldn't say this hit is ice. You would say this hit is cold. You know, he's talking about it's a really good hit that he's coming out with, that he's singing right now. So that's an easy way to distinguish if it's an adverb, if it's two adjectives, or what it may be. But let's go on to the next line here. So all right, so next line he's talking about Michelle Pfeiffer, that white gold. Obviously both of these are just examples of metaphors. He's talking about Michelle Pfeiffer is white gold, so obviously we know she isn't white gold, but gold is referring to the noun, which is Michelle Pfeiffer. White is referring to the gold, which modifies what type of gold it is. Yeah, you could say Michelle Pfeiffer is white, but that's not what he means in this example here. So now let's listen to the next example he has, which is, we'll listen to it now. All right, so first we'll listen to the first one. This is for those hood girls. So hood is referring to the girls. Girls are nouns, so that means hood is an adjective. And in the next line here, all right, so it talks about good girls. So good is talking about the girls, so those are nouns, so it's an adjective. But in the next line he says straight masterpieces. So keep in mind, he's talking about the girls, so masterpieces, he's calling them masterpieces, so that's an adjective. But straight, he's talking about straight masterpieces. He's modifying the masterpieces. Yeah, he could be saying that the girls are straight, but he's talking about what type of masterpieces are straight masterpieces. So straight would be an adverb. So, why is this important? Obviously, it's just going to help you be able to tell is an adjective or an adverb. Which one is it talking about? So we'll listen to a little bit later here in the song, and we'll kind of see a couple more examples. All right, so I'm too hot. It's a very simple sentence. So I is actually the noun, am is the verb. So that could be a sentence all by itself. It doesn't need the I am too hot. It could be I am. That could be a sentence. I am is kind of a short sentence, but I think it could be a sentence. But we'll break that down again. So the two, first of all, let's talk about hot. Hot is talking about him. He is hot. So I am hot. But the two is referring to, so hot is obviously an adjective, but to is an adverb because it's talking about hot. You wouldn't say I'm too. You'd be like, you're too what? So that's an easy way to tell. There are times where they do stack adjectives, meaning there's a way to to further discuss the item. So like here, if he wanted to say I'm hot and spicy or sexy or whatever he wanted to say, yeah, he could say that, but it would typically have a conjunction or a comma separating the two. For instance, if you were to say this big blue box, you could say big, this big box. That makes big an adjective, but you could also say this blue box. But if you combine the two, you could say big comma big blue box, or you could say big and blue box. So that's a couple of easy ways to be able to tell if something is an adjective or an adverb. Keep in mind, adjectives talk about a noun, and adverbs can talk about an adjective, an adverb or a verb. So a couple rules to think of. If you have any questions about this video, or you have any of the videos you want me to talk about, go ahead and leave these in the comments. All right, thanks for watching. Bye.